Hello there and welcome to the program. This is Energy and You, a weekly show that highlights developments in Nigeria's energy sector with a focus on NNPC Limited. I'm Erusa Igumbo. In this episode, NNPC Limited advocates inclusive approach to decarbonization and global energy transition. At ADIPEC 2024, the energy company highlights Nigeria's strategy to bridge energy needs with decarbonization goals. And the national energy company encourages Nigerians in Diaspora to invest in the nation's clean energy initiatives, including compressed natural gas. Plus, NNPC Foundation takes cancer screening and awareness campaign to local communities, provides free screening for over 3,000 persons across the country. Details of these stories and more in just a moment. Please join us again. Welcome again to the program. We begin with the just concluded Abu Dhabi International Petroleum Exhibition and Conference, ADIPEC 2024. The annual conference made waves not only as the largest gathering of energy professionals globally, but also as a pivotal platform for discussions around pressing challenges facing the energy sector and possible solutions. The event, held in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, with the theme Connecting Minds, Transforming Energy, served as an ideal platform for critical dialogues on decarbonization efforts and the future of energy. A focal point of the conference was the call for strategic and heightened collaboration and transparency across the global energy value chain, as underscored by NNPC Limited.
The Group CEO, Mr. Mele Kyari, who was represented by the Executive Vice President Upstream, Mrs. Orisha Meiwa Eison, at a panel discussion titled Decarbonizing Operations Across Upstream, Midstream and Downstream, emphasized the urgent necessity for all industry stakeholders to join forces in tackling carbon emissions, as the quest for net zero emissions by 2050 cannot thrive in silos. She added that a unified approach which recognizes the unique challenges faced by Africa and different regions, especially in the global south, is required.
I believe, first of all, transparency is important. Openness is important. Collaboration will help us, not by vilifying, the laggers as it were, but by being there supportive, to enable the laggers bridge the gaps that they have, working collaboratively as well.
Mele Kyari's remarks shed light on the dual challenge of decarbonization and energy poverty that African nations like Nigeria grapple with. He added that Nigeria was carving a path that aims to bridge energy needs with decarbonization goals by declaring the decade of gas from 2020 to 2030, using gas as its transition fuel, and by eliminating fuel subsidies. This strategic policy, he said, was crucial, especially considering Nigeria's vast gas reserves of approximately 209 trillion cubic feet, which can be harnessed to reduce reliance on more polluting fuels. As a signatory of the Oil and Gas Decarbonization Charter, OGDC, Nigeria's commitment to achieving a gas flare-out by 2030 highlights the need for collaborative projects that leverage gas for both automotive and power generation purposes. The phenomenal examples of collaboration, such as the partnership between NNPC Limited and Total Energies in methane abatement technologies, demonstrate that innovative solutions can emerge when parties work together transparently and purposefully. Kyari's call for partnerships and better financial frameworks that enable less energy-endowed countries to tap into necessary resources underscores the disparity that exists in the global energy scene.
The level of collaboration has been phenomenal in my view. One of the things that happened last year was Total, taking up the challenge to say, yes, we need to collaborate more, and I'm ready to open and deploy my technology to whoever needs the technology. And we took up that challenge, and to the point, we deployed the pilot of their methane, measurement and detection technology. And that was done, and we are at the point of scaling up that technology today.
At the sidelines of the ADIPEC conference and exhibition, the Executive Vice President, Gas, Power and New Energy, NNPC Limited, Mr. Olalekan Oguleye, spoke to the consistent focus and investment drive NNPC Limited is ensuring for efficient utilization of its abundant gas resources.
What is happening this time around is that application of consistent focus, and one major enabler is the aspect that you touched on, which is the funding. So there are many aspects to it. You have the Midstream Infrastructure Fund that's been set up. You have the Presidential CNG Limited and the Presidential CNG Initiative, which is appropriately funded. But the most important aspect for us is what NNPC is doing, but more importantly, what the private sector is doing. You know that you have a good policy when the private sector voluntarily are responding, and so what we are seeing is a ramp up of investment in the CNG space in Nigeria. It's not just daughter stations, it's significant investment in mother stations. An example is the fact that on the 5th of December of this year, we are going to be performing groundbreaking on a variety of CNG mother stations, 5.2 million square feet each. There are about 7 earmarked to be for that groundbreaking event. Only 3 are owned by NNPC. Others are private sector led.
The theme for ADIPEC 2024, Connecting Minds, Transforming Energy, resonates strongly with the idea of creating a level playing field for all participants in the pursuit of decarbonization. With over 180,000 attendees, ADIPEC stands as more than just a networking opportunity. It is an essential arena for inspiring transformational change across the energy sector. It is hoped that the shared insights and conversations by energy leaders and professionals on energy transition will foster innovative collaborative approaches tailored to the unique challenges of different regions, paving the way for a sustainable energy future.
For NNPC Limited, there is no backing down in its mission to provide a safe, sufficient, sustainable and cleaner fuel for Nigerians.
And back to our top story. ADIPEC 2024, one of the world's largest gathering of energy professionals, has ended, with energy-rich nations canvassing for a just energy transition that reflects individual countries' needs. NNPC Limited actively participated at stakeholder discussions, roundtable talks, and networking. ADIPEC provided a platform for NNPC to present its journey to cleaner transition fuel through gas utilization and expansion projects, with CNG amongst key initiatives. One of such networking and stakeholder engagements at the NNPC booth saw the visit of the Minister of Industry and Advanced Technology, United Arab Emirates, Dr. Sultan Ahmed Al Jaber, who is also the Chief Executive Officer of the Abu Dhabi National Oil Company. While at NNPC's booth, Dr. Al Jaber spoke on his willingness and the significance of forming strategic partnerships with African countries and the national oil companies. He said such partnerships will be sustained by utilizing the various investment opportunities for the benefit of all parties. The 7th edition of the Nigeria Diaspora Investment Summit held in Abuja, bringing together Nigerian business leaders, investors and government representatives from around the world to explore and encourage investment opportunities back home in Nigeria. Now, clean energy and economic growth were the major focus at this year's summit, setting the stage for impactful discussions. Here are some of the key messages from the event.
The Nigeria Diaspora Investment Summit was a 3-day event hosted by the Nigeria and Diaspora Commission, designed to connect Nigerians abroad with investment opportunities in various sectors in Nigeria, from energy to technology. This year's edition had the theme, Adapting Stability Through Diaspora Investment, Navigating the Path to Prosperity. The event, which held in Abuja, saw influential leaders urging the Nigerian diaspora to invest in Nigeria's clean energy initiatives, especially compressed natural gas, CNG, as a profitable and sustainable alternative fuel. Speaking at the event, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, who represented President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, addressed participants on the administration's commitment to clean energy, highlighting the Convert Now Pay Later scheme introduced by the Presidential CNG initiative to ease the transition for vehicle owners. The initiative, he explained, would create jobs and reduce dependency on imported fuel.
Your achievements across the globe are a source of immense pride for all of us. In response to the growing burden of rising fuel costs on our citizens, our administration launched the Presidential Compressed Natural Gas CNG Initiative, a transformative effort designed to provide circle to the people, empower our transportation sector, and promote a more sustainable energy future.
Also leading the charge, the Group Chief Executive Officer of NNPC Limited, Mr. Mele Kyari, represented by Dr. Oluwakemi Olumuyiwa, Head of Relationship and Stakeholder Management, stressed that CNG was both more cost-effective and environmentally friendly than petrol. She highlighted NNPC's work in piloting CNG stations while encouraging more investments to expand the network nationwide.
On behalf of the GCO at NNPC Limited, we are committed to fostering an enabling environment for investment. We are collaborating with the government to implement policies that promote transparency, ease of doing business, and investor protection. Our aim is to build mutually beneficial partnerships.
In her remarks, Dr. Abike Dabiri Erewa, the Chief Executive Officer of Nigeria in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, called on the diaspora to take advantage of Nigeria's business-friendly policies, emphasizing that the summit was an ideal platform for showcasing the immense investment potential in Nigeria.
We're saying that wherever you are as Nigerians in the diaspora, we can collaborate. We can work together. You see these men and women that are doing businesses here, agriculture, food business, and they are not complaining. With 200 million population, you can see others seeing what we have in Nigeria. The foreigners are coming in. So what can we, the Nigerian diaspora, invest in our country? Now, we are your embassy in Nigeria. We're providing the platform to make this happen. If you have any problems, we're there for you.
The three-day event featured presentations, panel sessions, and exhibitions that focused on investment opportunities in the country. Senator George Akume, along with other dignitaries, toured the exhibition stands, with NNPC's exhibition booth being the focal point. While at the booth, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation commended NNPC's advancements in commercializing Nigeria's vast gas reserves. The Nigeria Diaspora Investment Summit provided a platform for NNPC Limited to showcase its commitment to driving sustainable energy solutions and maximizing Nigeria's gas resources. Specifically, it highlights NNPC's proactive efforts in promoting compressed natural gas (CNG) as a cost-effective and environmentally friendly alternative automotive fuel.
Let's go over now to the oil-producing region for an update on the ongoing war against crude oil theft and pipeline vandalism.
The war on crude oil theft is on, and the industry-wide security collaboration on hydrocarbon infrastructure continues to record remarkable progress. Between the 2nd and 8th of November 2024, a number of breaches were recorded across the Niger Delta region. In Bayelsa State, a team of security forces discovered illegal connections on the Oando to Brass pipeline at Elepa and Ikengebiri. Further breaches were found in the Ogbonga axis in Rivers State and Ole in Delta State, with repairs promptly executed by engineering teams. Security forces dismantled makeshift illegal refineries processing stolen crude oil that are silently poisoning the land at Bile. Buguma Southeast, Okoloma and Ayama in Rivers State, as well as Oza West in Abia State. Their act a warning to those who threaten the land. Stolen crude oil wasn't only moving through illegal pipelines. It was being stockpiled and hidden in sites, packed into sacks and jerrycans ready for transport. At Ohoro and Uve in Delta State, security forces uncovered illegal storage sites where crude oil was stashed. In Onosi, River State, a similar site was uncovered. This week, 2 severe oil spills scarred the land, caused by vandalized pipelines in Ogeli 2, Delta State, and Alakiri in River State. The once thriving ecosystem in these areas now face environmental degradation and a huge loss of revenue for the country. On land, security forces intercepted vehicles with stolen crude oil concealed in sacks at Onosi and Ebocha in River State, Biaku Ntugopo and Asang 1, Wari and Enwe in Delta State. Meanwhile, wooden boats carrying stolen crude oil were seized at Kula 2, Akwa Odogwa, Bile, Buguma Southeast, and Onosi in River State. In total, 198 incidents were recorded, 117 in the Central Corridor, 26 in the Eastern Corridor, 20 in the Western Corridor, and 35 in deep blue water. These detections were made possible by the joint efforts of NNPC Limited's Command and Control Centers, Tantita Security Agency, Shell Petroleum Development Company, Pipeline Infrastructure Nigeria Limited, Maton Engineering Nigeria Limited, Oando PLC, and government security agencies. For NNPC Limited, there is no backing down on the war against crude oil theft until the menace is eradicated for good.
Time for a quick break, but when Energy and You returns, 3,000 Nigerians benefit from NNPC Limited's cancer awareness program nationwide with free screening and Medicare. Details shortly. Please stay with us. You're still watching Energy and You. Now, to mark the 2024 International Cancer Week, NNPC Limited, through its corporate social responsibility arm, NNPC Foundation, launched a free cancer screening campaign to address Nigeria's rising cancer cases. Hinged on this year's theme, Closing the Care Gap, the campaign seeks to counter the trend of late-stage diagnosis, which occur frequently due to limited access to screening facilities, cultural stigmas, and insufficient awareness. The cancer awareness campaign and screening was taken to the 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria. Here are details.
The NNPC Free Cancer Screening and Awareness Campaign, in collaboration with local health authorities and expert healthcare providers, targeted 3,000 individuals across the 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria. The NNPC Limited's Cancer Awareness Campaign, tagged Cancer Awareness and ZSX Screening, provided not just free cancer screening to indigent Nigerians, but also health education, workshops, and consultations with healthcare professionals. The program was aimed at empowering individuals to recognize early symptoms adopt preventive health measures, and better understand the importance of regular screenings. Screening centers were located in Kaduna State, Rivers, Ondo, Benue, Imo, and Gombe. The initiative focused on the screening for breast, cervical, and prostate cancer, offering critical early detection support for at-risk persons. At the South-South Screening Center in Rivers State, the Executive Director of Finance NNPC Foundation, Mrs. Eugenia Dominion, who represented the Managing Director, Mrs. Emanuela Aruke, reiterated the commitment of NNPC Limited to addressing the critical gap of access to quality health and early detection that could make a life-saving difference. Mrs. Aruke emphasized that the campaign serves as a vital step towards closing the gap by bringing cancer screenings directly to communities.
Our work is guided by the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, environment, social and governance principles. As part of our health impact agenda, we are actively contributing to Nigeria's alignment with SDGs 3, which promotes good health and well-being for all.
The free cancer screening and awareness campaign was also taken to Kaduna State for the Northwest Zone, Ondo State for Southwest, Gombe for Northeast, Imo for Southeast, and Benue State for North Central.
So many persons felt it was a lie. Even me, initially, I didn't believe it. But when I came here, I saw it was real. I've been able to do my breast scan now and everything is okay. I still have one I'm going to do. I want to use this opportunity to thank NNPC. So many people out there, they are looking for this opportunity. They can't even afford it. But kudos to NNPC, and we pray that they should continue to do more of this to help the poor masses.
It was my sister that sent it, and I saw it. I said, okay, let me come, because I've been to this hospital before. Okay. So I said, let me come and see for myself, and which my sister gave me assurance. She came and did it, so she told me that today is the last day, so that was why I came. And so far so good, I've been attended to.
I think NNPC asked us to come and then do some tests like posters. In fact, the place is crowded, and I wish you extend the time, because if you do so, you see more people.
I didn't pay any money, it was free. Much appreciated. Thank you very much.
In a similar development, NNPC Limited and its partners Total Energies Upstream Nigeria Limited, Sapetro, Sinok, and Prime 130 donated a cutting-edge mammography center at the Federal University Teaching Hospital, Lafia, Nasarawa State. This is in furtherance of its war against cancer and a strategic push to improve access to early detection and treatment to tackle the high mortality rate in Nigeria. The mammography center is equipped with advanced features like Senograph Pristina 3D mammography system, digital breast tomosynthesis, stereotactic biopsy capabilities, and can take over 120 examinations daily, significantly boosting the diagnostic capacity in Nasarawa State and the North Central region. The facility also has treatment rooms, a dedicated office for radiologists, and a 20% capacity waiting area that provides a comfortable and efficient environment for both patients and staff. NNPC Limited and its partners will continue to deliver community-focused projects that enhance the quality of life across Nigeria.
Time now for a summary of international energy news and the performance of oil price for this week. Oil prices fell on Monday after China's stimulus plan disappointed investors seeking fuel demand growth in the world's number 2 oil consumer, and as the US dollar edged higher. Brent crude futures fell $1.10 to $72.77 a barrel. Oil consumption in China has barely grown in 2024 as its economic growth has slowed. Gasoline use has declined with the rapid growth of electric vehicles and liquefied natural gas replacing diesel as a truck fuel. Meanwhile, there are concerns that U.S. oil and gas output could rise under the new Trump administration, although analysts say 2025's production forecast is unlikely to change. Chevron Corporation and Shell have started redeploying personnel and restoring production at their Gulf of Mexico platforms that were closed for Hurricane Rafael. Rafael has degenerated to a post-tropical remnant low after entering the Gulf last Wednesday as a major hurricane. Both companies stated that they will continue to closely monitor the system. Shares of Australia's gold miner Resolute Mining Limited plunged more than 30% on Monday after the company confirmed its chief executive officer, Terence Holohan, and 2 other employees were unexpectedly detained in Mali. The resolute executives were in the capital Bamako to discuss with mining and tax authorities open claims made against the company. Mali's military-controlled leadership is pushing for increased revenue from its mineral resources. It is Africa's 3rd biggest gold producer and is looking to the metal to offset sanctions that threaten key sources of government revenue. And this is where we wrap up the show today. We appreciate your time with us as always. If you missed any part of this episode or previous episodes, you can catch up by scanning the QR code on your screen now. Remember, you can get updates of other events of NNPC Limited through the social media handles shown on your screen. Thanks again for watching. I'm Elgusa Igumbo. See you again next time.